Okay, so Mr. Ma was not available, he did not know, he was not aware of the fact that this particular law is not followed, is exempted from labor laws. But this thing has been mentioned in the public documents and websites. Mr. Ma did not go through these documents. And now the question is, he later wants to withdraw his investment. Can he do that? No, he cannot, because the doctrine of constructive notice say that I consider to know about the company's articles of association, memorandum of association, and the public documents. And these are public documents. It was in the public documents. So the answer here is C. Which of the following is not a situation of the doctrine of constructive notice? Okay, the doctrine of constructive notice say that people should be aware of the company's article of association or memorandum, and these are public documents. Okay, so let's look at this one. First, it is published in a publication designated for legal notification. So maybe this is a public document. I'll compare it with the other choices. A potential investor did not read the legal notice of a corporation posted in court building, not specified by the court. So this is not the public documents of the company. So this definitely is better than this. Did not read the articles and memorandum. This obviously cannot be the answer. It's a public document. And this is also given to us, right? That it has to be served. This is given. The doctrine of constructive notice is frequently used when the service on the interested party has become difficult due to the party either disregarding the process server at his door or being unable to locate it. So you can use doctrine of constructive notice that we know that you were aware of this notice. So therefore, even this cannot be the answer. The correct answer has to be B. Is the sales record a public document which must be read by the employees? So in the passage, it is clearly mentioned that there cannot be a notice of paper submitted only for the purpose of keeping a record, such as returns and accounts. The concept only applies to papers that impact the company's rights. So in the passage it is given, this will not come under the category of public document, and therefore the answer would be A. Is the contention of and valid? What is the contention of and? So he's asked to be present in court for the purpose of trial and is served by an officer accordingly, and knowing that he will be served is not available under any of his mentioned address, and thus the summons is not served to him. Now in the passage it is given that a doctrine of constructive notice is used in this case also, which means you are assumed to know that a summons was served to you, right? And therefore the answer in this case would be B. His contention will not be valid. The doctrine of constructive notice will apply, right? In no, the principle given in the passage is not used, which is doctrine of constructive notice. Therefore, B is the correct answer. Which of the following is false as per the passage? Constructive notice, sometimes known as a legal fiction. Now, this is not given in the passage. So something which is not given in the passage cannot make it false, right? And I'll compare it with other choices. Occurs when court believes interested parties have knowledge that they do not truly possess. The second part is correct. Only this part, it does not make it false. Okay. Let's look at B. Whenever anyone comes on board without awareness of a company's provision of laws or laws which are considered to have been recognized by anyone who steps in the firm, the theory of constructive notice plays a key part in the company's protection from outsider. Yes, because that is essential. It would discuss, it would have companies' rights, public documents. It says which are considered to have been recognized by anyone who steps into the firm. Okay, so these are important. C, the doctrine of constructive notice can be used only in situations. Now, this is an extreme form of conclusion. Do we have any base for such where the scope is defined that it can only be used in that situation? If you look at the paragraph given here and later in the passage, nowhere is that mentioned. Only one part is given. The documents which relate to sales and accounts, bookkeeping, will not be considered for doctrine of constructive notice. But ye to nahi hai. This one is not the case. So answer is C here. Which of the following situations elaborate the principle of constructive notice as mentioned in the passage? So what is the principle? That as an outsider, you should be aware of the public documents of the company. Now let's look at this one. X won a washing machine when he scratched the scratch card of ABC Limited. He was, however, refused the washing machine as the company had filed. It has nothing to do with me not possessing the knowledge. So this is out. X was expelled from the school as his parents did not deposit his fees on time. His X's father informed the police principal, that he was out of station and did not know that if he did not deposit the fee by the first week, his son would be expelled. Now, this is worst part is clear, which is it satisfies the first condition, which is an outsider is claiming that he did not have knowledge of something. Now, let's say what did the principal say? The principal refused to entertain the father, citing that the rules are clearly stated in the school's charter. So this is public document. So he's saying that you should be aware of it because it was in a public charter. So it's more on lines with doctrine of constructive notice. So I'll keep this. I'll compare it with others. X was denied entry to a public park as he did not have a valid ticket. X argued that he was not aware of the ticket requirement as there were no signs indicating the need for a ticket. So no counter argument is given that it was in a public document. So this B is definitely better than C. X purchased a defective product from a store and demanded a refund. The store denied the refund. Now, if they would have denied the refund stating that the policy was given in a public document, then it could be fine. But it says stating that X should have been more careful while purchasing the product. No. So this is more on the lines of caveat emptor, which is not given in the passage. If the store would have claimed that we have mentioned it in our charter, it is there in a public document, then this could have been a close choice. But in this case, it is not. So the correct answer is B.